So, welcome to the British Business Podcast. I'm Stuart Morrison and I'm sitting in for Michael Thorpe today. Here we are in our studio in Mayfair, London, and I'm delighted to have with us today, we've got Mark Liston from Cavendish Professionals.
Hi Stuart.
How are
Thanks
you?
for having me. Yeah, good, thanks. Good.
Excellent. So Mark, this is all about the business world.
Yep.
And your company, Cavendish Professionals. I know it's been going for a long time. It's got a great name. It's got a great reputation in the industry. But it'd be great if you could tell our viewers a little bit more about your journey and your history.
Yeah, no problem. So again, thanks for having me today. It's this is something new for me, podcasting, but I was looking forward to it. So Cavendish, the Cavendish brand, in essence, we are a family-run business. So we originally started back in 2009. Now, again, it was started really off the back of an opportunity with the previous recession, and it was a chance for us to really tap into a few markets where we might be able to grow a family business. For transparency, our mother previously owned a very successful nursing agency for approximately 30 years. So it was probably at that time one of London's biggest and most successful nursing agencies. So there's an element of me, my older brother, and my sister and my younger sister, we actually were born into recruitment, to use a cliche a little bit, but it was a case of we were answering phones from when we were young, we were dealing with people, we were helping people. So whether we like it or not, we've kind of evolved into the recruitment world. Now, in 2009, the Cavendish brand started. So we originally started as a healthcare recruitment company, predominantly specialising within the UK market. As time evolved, we then, so for myself, I joined the company actually in 2010 once I finished university. I'd done a marketing degree, and I think as I referenced to you before, recruitment was kind of always something I was probably going to end up in. So in 2010, I suppose, when I joined the company, it was trying to find my feet, what sector, what I wanted to do within the business. From that point, we really specialised within the UK market. And then after a year or two, we then evolved into working within the Middle Eastern market, the Gulf. So originally, this started as placing permanent healthcare professionals within the Middle Eastern market. So the likes of Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, these countries. So a very unique experience, something very different, something I can assure you very challenging in terms of the payroll and compliance process, which I think throughout my experience and time now has helped me so much, because I can now deal with a lot issues on a lot easier basis.
Sure.
So again, probably about 2012, 2013, 14, we then decided, right, there was an opportunity within the Middle Eastern market to specialise within technical and professional recruitment, is what we branded it as. Now, there was a team of about 4 or 5 at that time. Again, I dabbled within it for a period of time, but we predominantly specialised with clients such as Qatar Rail. Now, this was a project that was very exciting. There was part of, again, for yourselves, I don't know if you've ever been to Qatar, but 5-10 years ago, it was almost slightly non-existent, or not where it is today.
Correct.
It was almost Dubai 20-30 years ago. Now, with the World Cup being this year and everything, it's amazing to see how much it's grown as a company. But at that time, they were building the railways, which is probably something similar to HS2 or TfL, whatever it may be. So we were, again, placing professionals within that sort of market. This could be anything from engineers to project managers to different types of professionals, senior hires to slightly junior hires, but probably not as low as engineers. So again, recruitment-wise, the process was not dragged out, it's the wrong phrase, but probably extended over about 3 to 6 month period of time before from the moment you start speaking to someone to the moment someone starts in employment. Again, as with any type of recruitment, there's always issues, complications that you have to come, but again, it stood us in good stead for where we are as a business today. Now, I'll jump forward a few years, and then we decided, after having enormous success in the Middle East within the construction, technical, professional and healthcare markets, we thought it was time to almost come home a little bit and set our next challenge and goal. So within this whole period of time, we rebranded as Cavendish Professionals, which is now our current name. And within that, we have now predominantly specialised within the UK construction market. So this is placing professionals on a permanent basis with any sort of subcontractors, tier 1 contractors, rail projects, anything. We cover a broad range of specialities. And then we also have a significant trades and labour division. So within this, we have been, I would say, fully going for about 5 or 6 years within this, and now I'm enormously proud of where we've come within that time frame, but we're nowhere near where we want to get to yet. But how far we've come and what we've achieved, and again, I'm confident that if you said our business name to anyone within the market, they would recognize it, but yet they would also think fairly highly of it. I rarely hear bad press, if ever, so that's a nice position to be in. Further to that, we also have a technology division. So in essence, this is the guys in the team there. They place software development professionals, data professionals, SAP professionals, which are just terms I know that not many people will know, but
Sure.
we place them on a contract basis and a permanent basis within the European market. Now, further to that, the final sector of the business now is the Cavendish home care part, which operates as a separate entity, but we all fall under the Cavendish brand. So this is high-end, private, 24/7 home care in essence. So again, we deal with very lucrative patients, high expectations, high demand, but ensuring that we give the highest level of service. And that goes back to the original point of why are we any different? Why is Cavendish better than X agency beside us? And truly, I feel, and again, I know I'm going to be biased because it's a family business and I've worked there for a long time, but how we operate, the people we have within our business, I cannot speak highly enough. We have the highest standards, highest level of professionalism, but for good reason, because it works. It's as simple as that. So in a snapshot, that's how we've evolved over 12 or 13 years. And where we're going, the direction we're going is still to be undecided. The construction market, the technology market, which I can speak confidently on, are just only skyrocketing, and it's incredible to see, because for us it gives the people in our business a future really to look at, something a bit different, a career that they can truly see, this is where I will be. But again, we ensure that the opportunities are endless for people to go. They want to pursue something in a certain area, go for it, and we'll back you.
So today, wherever we go in business, we talk to people in business, all we hear is recruitment and retention. I think it's the biggest challenge. I think coming out of the pandemic, it really seemed to happen very quickly. There was a shortage. I mean, how are you guys finding that shortage? Is there a shortage, as an example?
Is there a shortage? 100% yes. I truly believe that across all sectors, not just construction, not technology. If we reference the pandemic, as tragic as it was, of course it was, it opened a lot of eyes, I think, for people to see that maybe whether they weren't too happy within the job that they're in or the career that they're in. I know many friends and family, funny enough, my younger sister, she actually moved over from a construction project manager job to our home care business. Now, again, for her, she just found that she needed a change. I feel like that was one positive that did come out of the pandemic.
For sure.
Because people were allowed to explore new opportunities.
Yeah, I think so. What it enabled people to do was to stand back for a minute and have the time and the space to reflect and actually really evaluate and reflect on their career as well as their home life and family life. You know, particularly I think, the poor people who live, the unfortunates who were living on their own.
Of course, yeah.
Someone who didn't have, family and friends close at the time. So the real evaluation of, why am I doing all this? What's the purpose? And as you say, they've then got that opportunity to actually decide for a career change.
Yeah, and to go back to your original point about the shortage, I know it's always highlighted within construction. I personally don't find it's just a summer thing. I find it is all year round.
Right.
Interestingly, one of my friends, I don't know if you've ever come across him, his name's Andrew Curtin, but we attended one of his events. I think Lawrence, your colleague, met with him also. But we attended his event, and it was all to do with it, particularly within the construction market. What has happened? Why are people not coming into it anymore? The next generation was the name of the event. And in essence, I found it very interesting, and I took it away on the day, but he just said, we're not making the industry sexy enough. It's as simple as that. And for some reason that stuck in my head. We're not going into schools, we're not going into colleges, we're not showing people the different opportunities where the next generation can come in and grow a career.
Well, with a clear shortage, and it's across many sectors and many industries, as you quite rightly identify, now for businesses and organisations, they have to position themselves as an employer of choice. Because without doubt, a skilled person has options, clear options available to them. So it's a very interesting subject. Our business is about employee benefits.
Yeah.
We talk about recruitment and retention all the time, and it's key to organizations if they get their retention policy correct and they engage and communicate, there's a high probability they'll be able to keep their people.
Of course. And again, one thing I'm so passionate about is, you said it there, retention. As I referenced earlier today, retention to me is almost as important as adding new workers on site or new placements or new people to the team, because the moment I hear that we haven't been able to keep somebody, whether it's in a job or whether it's just within the organization or whatever, and it's something that because of ourselves, that's something that we always have to address. And I know myself, my family, the company, because we've had a lot of people in our business who are senior figures that have been there since day one. So we speak about retention, but that's a good sign.
Sure.
Our business, Touchwood, has got a good retention rate. We do everything we can to ensure that people are happy. You reference stuff like benefits, and if the benefits aren't right and the company next door are offering 10 times better, most people are going to jump. We joked about the golf earlier, but it's the same principle. It's
absolutely. And today, it's about getting the culture, the ethos, and then it's morale. And if you get morale, which is often driven by benefits, if people feel good about their employment, they feel good about the company, they're cared for, their employer is actually looking after them and looking after their interests.
Of course.
So in other words, I feel valued, I feel appreciated, more than not, I'll stay. I don't think people actually want to jump around. I think what people want to do is find the right organisation.
And you'll know, I like to say it, but when you find it. I have found it, whether it be with a family business or not. I've worked in different jobs. I've worked within TV, I've worked within pubs, I've worked within the world's strongest man, for example, in Malta. So completely different career paths. When you find that organisation that values you, listens to you, and rewards you in turn, because that is as a part of the process, you then find your home a little bit. And I kind of do believe in that, and I try to educate the younger people, and I'm not saying that like I'm a 70-year-old man, but I've seen a lot in recruitment within 13, 14 years. And the biggest lesson I have probably learned within this is 60-70%, in my opinion, of recruitment is to do with listening. If you do not listen to your clients, your candidates, your workers, whatever they may be, if something goes wrong, it's because that was the fundamental issue. Someone didn't want to hear an answer. Maybe that has come to light then. And that's the breakdown in communication. Communication is everything.
Absolutely. We see it all the time. I think, and I often say this to a lot of people in business today, I don't think people are actually looking for another job. I think people are looking for the right job.
Correct. Yeah.
And that right job is the right organisation, the right culture, valued, appreciated, and rewarded and incentivised.
1,000,000%. Couldn't agree more.
That's what we want, and I can see that comes across from your business. So when in your world of recruitment and looking for the right candidates and to place them with the right organisation. Because as you say, you want to place them, you want to keep them.
But again, that all stems back to fundamental things such as repeat business. In order to get repeat business, from our perspective, I listen to what your needs are. I know your business inside out. I listen to what my professional's needs are, what his wants are, what his. And then it's matching A to B a little bit. But if you don't do your job properly, then it only costs time. And time, unfortunately, we cannot get back in any walk of life. So it's these small things. Now, don't get me wrong. I probably make recruitment sound very glamorous today and very respectful. There is a lot of companies and industries out there that you question morals sometimes like that. But hand on my heart, if anyone comes into our business and demonstrates the wrong sort of morals, that doesn't fit within our cultural fit. Like, our cultural fit is everything to us.
Absolutely, because your client is looking at you to produce the quality of the candidate. So therefore, that's a reflection on your selection process to be placing the right people with the right organisation.
And if we go back to just touching on the pandemic again, we were fortunate enough to be in a position where we didn't necessarily have to furlough anyone. We kept everyone going because we felt as a business we had to make a calculated gamble to an extent to, one, ensure that our employees still felt valued and had an income coming in, because it was a worrying time. Of course, no one knew, like ourselves. We made that calculated gamble, and probably it has paid off, because we now have the same people in the business that truly work 10 times harder. I'll touch on it. I think I said to you before, within our marketing division, for example, we have 5 full-time employees. In a recruitment company, it's slightly unheard of because that is a massive investment.
Sure.
We, as a business, recognised probably 3, 4, 5 years ago, everything in life now is digital. If you sit on the train, every single person looks at their phone, whether it be Facebook or a job or Instagram or whatever it is. Everyone is looking at something. And we found making that investment for our business has put us ahead of so many organisations. They could be bigger organisations. I fully respect that. But digitally, we have such a strong presence out there, and I not to plug anything, but I would recommend anybody to check out our LinkedIn and check out these various platforms, because similar to yourselves doing these podcasts, this is what people want to see. You have to be able to network face to face, and you have to be able to come across and show you have a presence.
Sure, and people have to do their due diligence. People have to make sure of the credibility behind the organisation. We can see that, and I can see why you're called Cavendish Professionals. That comes across very clearly today. And again, I think, in the workplace, we're all looking for the right candidates. But we've got to go to somebody who clearly, it's in the family. I can see that.
Well, it feeds all the family a little bit.
And it does. So the history's there.
The history
and the experience is there. The credibility is there. So, we're about getting our message, which is yourself, out into the marketplace. We're talking all the time to businesses about the challenges of recruitment and retention. Mark, today you've come in and showed us how to do it properly. It's not a body, a lot of people used to call it body shopping, didn't they? And they were just trying to put the numbers through the business. And that's, I can clearly see, not what you're about.
There is an element of that, because at the end of the day, we have to ensure that we do meet business expectations, of course. And there's an enormous sales element to it and everything. And we find that the investment within digital media, for example, if that could make your life easier and help you fill more jobs and do everything that you need to do and provide a higher level of service, well, we would be ridiculous not to invest in it. And we can see it's come to fruition, and it will continue to come to fruition. But at the end of the day, I still truly believe that recruitment it's a people business, people by people, which I think will never change.
Correct.
And it's the same principles like our CSR and stuff. We believe in kind of community, people, sustainability. They're kind of our 3 pillars that we truly believe, and we're trying to drive. I referenced people there. People, for me, it's understanding our workforce. So again, if we reference contract workers, and this could be anything from a labourer to a project manager, we have to understand that person at all times is happy in what they're doing. And again, this means everything physically, mentally, financially. We always pay people on time. But the reality of it is, you never know what's going on in someone's life. But by checking in and listening to, again, I go back to listening to what this person wants or needs, or how you could help. Again, goes back to retention. It all links. The whole thing links, and it's not my business model, but it's something that people within our company. There is in our office today approximately 40 people. There's 40 to 50 people employed across the business, with a few working remote, but everyone kind of believes the same, which is something that we don't like to enforce upon people, but it's organic a little bit.
And I can hear it. It's care, isn't it?
It's care, care. It's vocational a little bit, which is a massive thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Where are you based?
We're based in Bank, so we're in the Royal Exchange. So it's to be honest, it's quite a glamorous building. So whenever we get clients to come in, or we get even workers to come in and register, because we try to bring in as many of our workforce as we can to come in and register. The building speaks for itself. Now, we're fortunate enough just to be in it, but location wise, and then we have on the construction division that kind of I oversee, we have sites all over the UK. So we've done a few jobs as well in mainland Europe, but predominantly we could have anything from London, Cardiff, Leeds, Manchester. So we do 1 or 2 days a week, tend to be on the road, going meeting clients and trying to develop.
And how's the best way? What's the best way for me to find out about your business?
To be honest with you, again, people by people, as I said earlier, but if anyone wants to know more about the business, or anyone was keen, always feel free to drop me a message on LinkedIn or an email. Secondary, check out our website, check out our LinkedIn. We're on all the social media platforms again, whether it's good or bad, I can't always comment, but we have a presence on them, and it just gives you a snippet into what we do and what we're about. If anyone wants to have a conversation, I'm always happy to speak with people and learn more.
Yeah. And if there's organisations out there that are looking for the right organisation
Of course,
to be working with to help them
if
at
there's
the
any
moment.
ever new businesses that are looking for recruitment needs and everything, I would always be very thorough in terms of assessing recruitment needs, and I will only endeavour to sign up to filling a job for yourself if I was confident I can truly do it, or if I'm confident that the team can truly do it. I don't like to sort of not fulfil my word a little bit, because I believe recruitment is one of the hardest industries to build a good reputation, but you can get a bad one like that, and that's something that we work tirelessly to avoid. And again, that was ingrained from us from a young age, and touch wood, I think we're okay at the minute, so it's good.
Mark, absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for telling us about Cavendish Professionals today.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Is there anything you think we might have missed, or anything you feel you'd like to add today?
No, again, today was, as I said, it was a first for me, so it was to come in and really just see what yourselves are about, and see again how speaking and getting the message and the word out there.
Yeah. Well, as you know, it was a first for me as well.
Well, hopefully we done okay.
We did okay.
Yeah.
So there you are, guys. Thank you so much for your time today and listening to us on the British Business Podcast. And obviously, if anybody is in that marketplace for recruitment, retention, I think Cavendish Professionals are your people. I'll see you next time.